Hey, how you doing? Is it enough to tell our young people not to have sex? Will they obey? Is that sufficient enough? We'll talk about it. Stay tuned. God bless you. Thank you for joining me on Morning Nuggets this morning. Yes, this is a very interesting topic and it might be a bit controversial, but I believe there's some truth to it. So let's get into it. If you don't rap, young people, you don't tap. Ooh, friends, do we have that conversation with our young people? Now, we know Proverbs 22:6 tells us to train up a child in the way that he or she should go, and when that child gets old, he or she will not depart. Now that's when they get old. Y'all know when we get old, we say we hang on to our grandmama's teaching or what our mama taught us. I can hear it in my ear right now. You know, don't do that, or you should work if you want to eat, or if you want something, go out and work for it. Y'all know we hear these things that's locked in our spirit, and when we get older we can reflect back on those teachers, and that kind of guides us, and that's what that's talking about. But as children growing up, while they're still a teenager, do you think they're going to listen to you all the time? Now, we like to say, as you know, adults, as mentors, as parents, as leaders, we're supposed to say, don't have sex. We're supposed to say, wait till you go, get through high school, get your job, get through college or whatever, establish yourself. Men, go get a woman, get married. It's not that easy, right? Just don't go out and get a woman. But anyways, you know what I mean. Find you a nice woman, get married, then have sex, have children. Women, go through college or what have you. That's good advice for our children. But do you think, I'm not oblivious and I'm not naive to the fact that every child is not going to listen. And you know I'm telling the truth. We tell them don't have sex. And that's the church position. But we fail to have another conversation. And I think that's where the gap is. Until we're willing to tackle that other conversation, then we might see the statistics go higher. While we know it will not eliminate it, but it certainly will reduce it. And that other part of the conversation is what I referenced earlier. If you're going to have sex, young people, young men, make sure you use protection. Now, it's my job as leaders, as parents, as a pastor, as the church, it's our job to tell the young people not to have it, period. And, do it the right way. But we know that's not always the case. We know there's some child out there that's going to sneak around and do it when you're not looking, when you're at work, when you're out of town, when they're at their friend's house, or when they're driving to see the girl that they're dating. Deep down inside that sexual activities are going on. So what's the conversation next to have? Son, look, if you're going to have it, make sure you use protection. We're not really, because they contended with that statement or the idea because they say, well, you're encouraging them to have sex. No, I'm not encouraging them to have sex. If your child is 16, 17 years old and you tell them not to do it, how are you going to stop them? Are you going to be there every waking moment with them, just tapping them on the shoulder, son, don't do that. No. Whatever these young people want to do when you're not looking, they're going to do it. Trust me. We've all been young at one point, and we did not adhere to our parents' instructions all the time. So that's the conversation we have to have. Because 2 Timothy 3:2 tells us that, children are going to be disobedient. They're going to be disobedient to their parents. It tells you that. That's going to happen. While all children are not disobedient to their parents, I do understand that. But you do have some that's not going to obey their parents. They're going to go and do what they want to do anyway. Therefore, we have to have that hard conversation. Son, if you're going to do it, please use protection. And if you have a daughter, look, baby girl or whatever you call your daughter, if you meet a young man, make sure, look, I'd rather for you to have sex the right way when you get married, but if you're going to do it, make sure you tell that young man to wear a condom. Make sure you tell him, hey, brother, you ain't tapping if you ain't rapping. Hear what I'm saying today, friend. I know this is a hard conversation, but what we're trying to do, we're trying to protect our young people, and we want them to be all that they can be. And I've had it in my families, and I got friends who have experienced having sex, premature pregnancy, girls who 16, 17, even 15 getting pregnant because they failed to tell the young man to wear a condom, or the young man refused, didn't want to wear the condom, or both of them agreed that they shouldn't wear a condom and got pregnant. And you're not old enough to do anything, so you have to rely on other family members. And then, you know, it's hard for you to go to school and get a job, and because you're not established and you got a child. So it's kind of, while children are precious, it's kind of robbing you of your life. Yeah, for whatever reason, nothing is established to take care of a child. And on another note, you can get diseases. I know people who didn't wear protection. I got friends now, I got people I know who contracted the sexual diseases. Yes. And now they're like, gosh, if I knew now what I know then I would have done things differently. So it depends on our decision. We got to make, and I understand that you can get these diseases, you can get pregnant by other means, right? It's unfortunate that there is rape going on. I understand that, molestation and different things like that. And, you know, I understand that HIV and things of that nature can be contracted through drug use, you know, other needles and different things like that. I understand. But right now, my conversation is sex. That's what I'm talking about. Consensual sex. So if you're not listening to your parents, young people, please make sure you use a condom. Don't get me wrong. I am not encouraging sex outside of marriage. I am not, by any means. So parents, don't misconstrue this. But what I am doing, I'm having that second level conversation that many parents and many churches do not want to tackle, because they feel like if they have that conversation, they're encouraging it. No, they're not. They're protecting them. So family, if you want your child to listen to this, please let them listen to it. I mean, I pray that it's in good taste. If not, if you feel like it's not good advice, don't let them listen to it, right? I am trying to save young people, because I'm all for young people getting education and having the life that God intends for them to have. And if they let the devil come in with these things, that's the number one thing that causes a lot of people to fall. Not our young people, but older people, church folks. You hear it all the time. People having sex in their marriage, sleeping around with other women, other men. We hear this in our churches, and it just destroys relationship. It can destroy your life. So I'm trying to get this message to our young people, because they have a life ahead of them. They can enjoy these things, but establish yourself first. Ooh, hear me, friend. Friend, I hope this exhortation blessed you this morning. And young people, I hope you take heed to this if you happen to listen to it. In the meantime, be at peace and not in pieces. Till next time, my friend.